First of all, I want everybody to think in different ways today. And I'm going to start that ball rolling by forgetting about the Ice Age, forget about the Iron Age, forget about the Information Age, because today, right now, tonight, we are slap bang in what we call the Crazy Age. Okay? Now, in the Crazy Age, everything has changed. Everything is in flux, and it's up for grabs. We've all witnessed over the last 18 months a meltdown and a slowdown in most categories and most marketplaces. Business models are getting blown up every day, and new ones are being created on the fly. We as consumers are now in the driving seat. We feel more empowered than at any other point in the history of mankind. And finally, the intense clutter of messaging and the intense competition for mind space with consumers is causing a real hoo-ha in the marketplace. Now, for most of you sitting in this room, we're now looking at social media as being this real game changer that we're all trying to get our heads around in order to work out how we effectively market and sell our products moving forward. Part of the challenge that we've kind of done over the last 18 months with Hurricane is come up with a framework that lets our clients understand how to position themselves and how to navigate the crazy age. And it's something that we call Zygology. And one of the most important parts of Zygology is this highlighted area here that we call creating contagious customer experiences. And that's a really important three-word phrase. And contagious is a really important word, because nowadays when you're trying to craft a brief or trying to change the way you sell your products and services, you need to think about the opportunity of how social media actually amplifies the noise in the marketplace around your message. And therefore, when you're starting to think about a campaign, you need to be thinking about how you can create a contagious customer experience. And that's not going to happen by delivering a piece of DM to somebody talking about a total cost of ownership message, for instance. So you've got to think in different ways. Now, I'm not here to talk much about Zygology. If it's of some interest to anybody here, you can grab me afterwards. But I wanted to talk to you a little bit about some of the crazy things that have been happening in the last 12 to 18 months that make this crazy age story relevant today. So what I've got here is the crazy wall. Now, all I need for somebody brave enough in the audience is to just shout out one of those kind of badges, and I will kind of tell you a little story about what's been happening in the crazy age. Last year on Britain's Got Talent, Susan Boyle became an internet sensation overnight with her first audition. Now, YouTube, 12 days after that initial audition, recorded over 100 million hits on its website. And today it still ranks as YouTube's #2 in its all-time top 10. And again, that shows you the power of both video, YouTube, and TV media in how we all consume information in this modern day. Anyone shout out another one? Okay, so how is it possible that in the space of 3 years, cider has gone from being the drink of geeks and girls to almost being the coolest drink on the planet, just by changing the way the form factor of the drink is created and dropping some ice in it, suddenly changed everyone's perception of how cider was all of a sudden cool. Very much like what Sol did with dropping a piece of lime in the beer maybe back in the 90s. Anyone else? Come on.
Ice cream.
Which one, sorry?
Ice cream.
So, last month, there was a revolution in the ice cream industry, okay? And an ice cream brand called the Ice Creamists was launched, and it is a weird combination of, how can I describe it, couture meets Jimi Hendrix meets Subversion with this highly sexual potency to it, and they've created all these really weird sexual flavors. They launched in Selfridges last month with this tasting session. It's called God Save the Cream, was their first kind of brand as a homage to the Sex Pistols, and the website is just absolutely out there. It's called the icecreamists.co.uk if any of you want to go and check it out.
Sorry, Dad.
Okay, this is my personal favourite. So the world's largest ever speeding fine has been in existence since 2002 for almost like 10 years now. But in the last 3 months, it's been broken twice. So an African diplomat got caught in Switzerland doing twice the speed limit, and he was fined £180,000 because in Switzerland, the way they calculate the speeding fine is based on A, how much wealth you have and how much you earn, and B, how serious the offence was. But to 2 weeks ago, a technology entrepreneur's son got caught doing 160 miles an hour in an 80-mile-an-hour zone in Holland. And he was driving his dad's Bugatti Veyron. And in Holland, when you commit an offence that bad, they confiscate the car. The car was worth 1.6 million euros. So imagine that phone call to your dad. Dad, I've just got done for speeding and we've lost the car. So again, crazy kind of stuff.
Not asking you to shut up, but shut up.
Okay, so it's a very bizarre one as well. So there is an Indian entrepreneur who got so pissed off with his commute to work with people talking on their mobile phones that he decided to do something about it. So what he did, he created a lip syncing app that people can now literally talk into their mobile phone. It will digitize that content without them having to say anything, and then obviously it will automate it at the back end to the person they're speaking to. So you're going to get this kind of future world of people doing this badly dubbed Jackie Chan movie on the way to work in the morning. So very bizarre. Another one? Yeah, so bandwagon, this is the social media one. So 4 months ago, Facebook overtook Google as the #1 destination for internet traffic in the US. And that basically shows us that people are now starting to search for information in a different way than they did 18 months ago, and looking at more peer-driven recommendation and trusted networks as opposed to just looking at Google to get information anymore.
Pizza the action.
Yeah, okay, so another classic one. So in all this recession, one of the beneficiaries has been Domino's Pizza. So Domino's Pizza have actually increased their online sales in the past 12 months, and the CEO puts it down to a real focus on using innovative online media, but specifically working with Foursquare, the geolocation service, and they've got sales that have gone up nearly 13% in the last 12 months. I'll give you one final one, which is a favourite of mine, which is Roadkill Beer. Okay, so in Scotland, there is a very weird Scottish brewing company called Brewdog. Now, Brewdog break all the rules about beer. Last month, they claimed the record of having the strongest beer and the most expensive beer in the world, 12 limited edition bottles, and they were all packaged in roadkill. So they were stoats, hares, and squirrels. It was 55% proof, and the bottles retail between £500 and £700 a go. Again, if you go to brewdog.com and check out their website, it is bizarre. But it shows you that being crazy different in this marketplace does get you attention and does get you noticed. If there's anything you're going to get out of tonight's session, it's just trying to inject some fresh thinking into the way you go about putting your briefs together, the way you think about engaging with your audiences, and the way you physically feel about trying to change your current products to be interesting and different to a changing marketplace.